A long time ago, there was a siblings lived in Onge village. Now it is Lewokluo Larantuka. They are Bolok Jawa and Sabu Peni. They came from Lane family. Their parents have died for many years ago, so they lived with their cousin Echa. They lived happily with the people around them in the village. The difficulty of finding water is a major problem of Onge village and other villages around. When the dry season comes, the women are busy entering the forest to tap dew that stagnates in the foliage. A very heavy and boring job for 6 months. When it was done, they entered the forest carrying equipment, tap the dew to cook meals and to drink for a day. Sabu Peni did this work with a great hope in her heart to be able to find a source of water for her village and her family.
What? I might be coming home late for tomorrow.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go to the field to see the plants. Then I will continue my journey to the next village to see the grieving family.
Are there any villagers who died again? Why?
Well, apparently, yes. Amma has passed away. We still fight with the same problem due to the lack of water.
Oh my god, when do we pass this problem? I'm being so sad of losing our villagers.
Well, I don't know. Everyone is trying their best to solve this problem. Just do anything that we can do so that the villagers will not become the victims of this long problem.
Sabu, will you go to the forest to tap the dew early tomorrow morning?
I think it'll be better if we both go to the forest together.
Let's go together. Should we go with Malin too?
On a sunny morning, Sabu Peni and Echa entered the forest to tap the dew with Malin that was Bolok Jawa's pet following them. Sabu Peni and Echa were busy doing their work without realizing that Malin was disappeared. But when Sabu and Echa finished doing their work, Malin appeared and accompanied them to get home. Sabu was shocked when she saw Malin's mouth muddy. Sabu Peni approached the dog and observed it. After being carefully observed, she finally found out a mud inherent in the dog's fingers. Sabu then asked Echa to see Malin's finger to make sure that she was not mistaken. As what Sabu had expected before, Echa also noticed that there was mud in Malin's fingers. Sabu felt very relieved and happy. She asked Echa to return home soon. In the evening, she made a plan to return to the forest with the dog the next day.
I'm thinking of the time when we will get water in a way that is easier than what we are doing right now.
I'm also thinking about it. That is such a great relief to imagine that our villagers and also other villagers of some village around us can get water in an easy way.
But unfortunately, it is just getting worse every day. We have lost some villagers due to the long drought that hit our village.
Yes, that is what really sad. The fact that we have lost some people of our village. If we could do something that can lead us for a better change, then it will be very useful.
Asia, please bring this one. It is difficult for me to read all of it.
Oh my god!
Asia, you have to see this one.
Please, just to make it sure. Isn't it, Mark?
Yes, it is smart.
Okay, now let us get home.
The next morning, Sabu Peni wake up as usually. She called the dog and brought all things that needed, including a basket of ice kitchen. When she arrived at the place that she usually tapped the door, she tied the basket in the dog's neck and then she do her work as usual. The dog disappeared, and when she is about to return home, the dog was coming back. Sabu checked the basket in the dog's neck. Good to know that the basket was already empty. Sabu walked hurried through the ashes that fell from the basket that was tied around the dog's neck. A very long and exhausting journey, Sabu walking without thinking the danger that will befall her for traveling so far with only accompanied by a dog. Toward the middle of the day, Sabu arrived at Bama. Now it is called Letebehe. The dog ran and stopped at a pile of dried leaves, and as if to instruct Sabu if that was where there was a source of water that she is looking for. Sabu found the wet mud and she cleaned the place around with her hands. She dug a hole and water filled the hole. Sabu was so happy, so she dug the hole to get bigger, and the water continued to fill that hole. She filled her bucket with the water. After that she took a bath and then returned to her village with a water-filled container and accompanied by the dog.
Oh, where have you been? Why are you home so late?
No, guess what? I just have fun.
I don't know. And why your clothes is wet?
I have found out a water spring for our villager. It is quite far from here, but see, I can take a bath as much as I want, and it will really help all works in our village.
Really? Where is it?
Bama.
After a month, one night Sabu had a dream. She dreamed if she met a handsome man. The man has fallen in love with Sabu Peni since their first meeting in Bama when Sabu found out the water springs.
Sabu, how are you?
Who are you?
I am Nitin, the owner of the water that you have found. Just come. I have something to talk with you.
What is that?
I think of making the spring of water that you have found. But I have one condition, and you have to obey it.
What is that?
You have to marry me. I will do anything that you want for your village.
Why do I have to marry you?
Because I have fallen in love with you since the day you found out the water spring.
Give me a time to think about it.
Please, don't take too much time. I can't wait any longer.
The next morning, Sabu tell her dream to Bolok Jawa.
No. Last night I had a dream of something strange. I dream if the Nitung wants me to be his wife, so that he will make the spring getting bigger and swifter and will never dry.
Oh my god, I also had the same dream.
Then what should I do now?
Well, for me, all decision depends on you. I will support whatever you choose to do as long as it makes you happy. So, what will you do? Are you willing to do the Nitung's desire?
Yes, I will.
When the night came, Sabu Peni will always dream about the Nitung.
Have you made a decision?
Yes, I will.
I hope that is not the decision that will disappoint me.
Let me explain something.
Yes, please.
gift if I want to marry?
I'll make the spring getting bigger and swifter and will never dry.
I know. I mean the things that you are going to give me after we are getting married. That is what you give to the villagers, not me.
Ha 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 ha. I will give you the luxuries of life that you have never begot before. You want me to show you some of the luxury of that I mean? Please, follow me.
Denitung ak Sabu to tell Bolok Jawa to make a bale-bale at Letobehe and invite all the villagers and her family to come at her kinda of wedding party. Everyone hugged and kissed Sabu Peni while crying because of this is the last time they meet Sabu Peni. The last one is Bolok Jawa. They were hugging each other and crying so hard of losing one of them. But before Sabu Peni let go of her hug, she whispered to Bolok Jawa.
I have something to tell you before I go.
Let me know about it.
If the water had risen over my face, my bone would come loose and my hair would be scattered on the surface of the water. It would be a powerful eruption and everyone would run away. But no, don't be afraid. Whenever it's washed away, pick it up and bring it back.
After saying her last demand, she went to lose herself to the water. Then there was a very powerful eruption. Everyone who saw Sabu Peni ran away, but Bolok Jawa remained stand alone while waiting for what his sister ordered. Soon water washed away a dry wood, a string and some dried leaves. Bolok picked all it up and broke home with tears. The next day, all the useless objects that is collected by Bolok yesterday transformed into a large and long tux, a chain of gold and silver coins. All the villagers came and see the objects that are precisely the bellies of Denitung, the husband of Sabu Peni.